thought today was, a really well pitched game on both sides. You knew going in with the wind blowing in like it was, and it was going to be a tough offensive day, and you were going to have to find ways to score any way you could, whether it's moving up on balls in the dirt, whether it's bunting, but you were going to have to hit the ball down to have a chance. And we made a couple mistakes early in the ball game that allowed them to score their three. Shouldn't have been in a position to score any, and then we made two base running mistakes that cost us a run, I think in the fifth and the sixth. And ultimately we got back within one, but weren't able to get that last knock to tie it up or take the lead.
The situation at home, you don't get that run home because it doesn't cross in time. How frustrating is that? Is that a run you should have definitely had?
Well, there's no doubt that's a run you've got to have. If you're sprinting from home from third base to home plate, and you sprint through the plate, it doesn't matter what happens behind you. The defense is making plays, and they made a nice play. Soccer made a great throw to third base to get Cole from tagging at second. But, as a base runner at third, I know everybody else is trying to tag. That ball's at the wall. They're trying to tag and move up. I've got to work my way full speed through home plate. And we didn't. He pulled up early, and the umpire made the right call. I was watching the whole time. I saw what took place. And it's frustrating that you don't get that effort for 90 feet. I mean, that's all you're asking is 90 feet. And most of our guys have been doing a good job giving us 90 feet down the line on balls they put in play and giving us a hard 90. And, at times that's helped us because that's put some pressure on the infield. It helped us a couple times today and forced some quick throws and some inaccurate throws. But we need the effort, but we need to focus as much as we need the effort. We need to focus on the bases. We need to focus defensively and the awareness of what situation am I in right now, right in the present moment. Where am I? I can't worry about, if I'm running the bases, I'm not concerned about how I got there, what my at-bat was like, who's up now. I'm concerned about running the bases. Defensively, all those things that go through your mind, the hitter, the base runners, how well they run, what kind of powers he got, where he hit the baseball, all those things run through your head before that guy gets in the box and in between every pitch as the count changes. And that's all we're asking, our guys to do at this point is, lock in, focus, be where your feet are, and then give us that effort. And I think a lot of our guys are trying, they try way too hard, especially early in the game today. I mean, they wanted to win and they wanted to play well. And, early today, I think, we tried to do way too much at the plate offensively, and then the guys finally started to relax and stay with a plan. And we finally started putting some decent swings on the ball early in the count as well as 2-strike counts. And it gave us a chance. It put guys on base, put them in scoring position. We just didn't come up with enough of them back to back.
That was kind of going to be my next question. Do you think since you do have a couple of losses, do you think guys are trying to do too much to try to force things? Is that maybe a part of it?
Today, I think it was, that was part of it. And that's, we talked about it in the dugout, and I thought they relaxed and made an adjustment and did a pretty good job the back half of the game offensively. But, it's still, when you're trying to do too much, then your focus really isn't, it's not exactly where it needs to be on the process or, what my plan is at the plate. Defensively, the same thing. Being aware of what the offense has a chance to do in this count, in this situation, with this combination of hitters and base runners. And we're just trying to get to a point where our guys are understanding the game a little bit better and are much more aware of what can happen right now, this pitch.
sometimes when you're in a losing streak, you want to just get back out there and play. You feel like right now maybe you want to just get back and practice instead of getting into a game time situation?
I mean, it wouldn't hurt to have some practice time. Unfortunately, with college baseball schedules, there's limited time. Tomorrow's typically our off day. We play again Tuesday. We get a chance to practice Wednesday. We travel Thursday. So we'll do what we can on Thursday, and we'll, have a chance to go through some things with the pitchers and the position players and review the weekend and some of the good things and some of the bad things. I mean, we had a couple innings today. I mean, Chris Thorburn hits the ball hard, at the second baseman, and to lead an inning off, that ball's 5 feet either way. That's a single, and then we got 2 singles right behind that. But we hit 3 balls in a row hard, and then came up and actually squared up the next 2, but they were fly ball outs on a tough day to hit. But there's some guys that had some really good at bats, and we didn't have a whole lot to show for it because some balls were hit directly at fielders. And the same thing yesterday a little bit. So we've just got to, we got to keep plugging, keep working. We weren't very good this weekend. We know that, and now we got a challenge on the road this week. With Campbell on the road Tuesday and Kennesaw State next weekend. Try to get things back on track as we go to the back half of the conference season.
Some of those good things you may have seen today, that I thought at least, the bullpen definitely gave you a chance in this one.
Those guys competed really well. I mean, they were all ready. They were prepared. They came in and didn't throw quite as many strikes as we'd like to see, but they threw enough to where they were extremely competitive. And, Henry came in, he gives up a fly ball right there with the bases loaded. That's got to be caught. And then he gets out of that inning with no more damage and, gives us another one, really solid, and then turns it over to Blake. And, Blake pitched out of a leadoff walk. After the sack bunt, he gets a pop up and a strikeout, and then he gives us another inning and a third behind that, really solid. And Nick Bruno was really good the last inning and 2/3. I thought Gates threw the ball well. He made 2 mistakes that, from a pitching standpoint, put him behind the 8 ball. He tries to pick at third base, and we don't have anything on, and he's not prepared on it. Mentally ahead of time to go to home plate on a comebacker, and it cost him. As far as pitching, he threw the baseball fine. I mean, heck, we remember he had 3 hits all day. That's the frustrating part. If the guys pitch as well as they did, give up 3 hits, but we give up 3 runs. And 2 of those runs that scored were a hit, batter, and a walk.